We are pleased to be welcomed by two guys on the end of that list, Troy Johnston and Mickey Moniak of the Colorado Rockies. Troy has got the Homer fur coat. Let's just start there, Troy. How did this become the home run skit for your team?
So Gabe actually brought it in one of the days, and because we didn't really have like a home run skit, there was nothing like for it. I know you guys had something last year, but he brought it in, and instantly everybody loved it. And I'm not gonna lie, it kind of smells like Mickey from yesterday, doesn't it? It smells like Homer's, huh?
Hey, Mickey, I think just reading kind of the bios of you guys, both of you guys have been released.
Oh yeah.
You were 1-1. Troy, you just got released by the Miami Marlins a few months ago. I'm wondering how that connection, how that manifests itself on the field, in the clubhouse, because I imagine there's a lot of guys with success isn't always a straight line, right? Especially in this game.
Oh, no doubt. I think, last year, you never want to get released. That's obviously never something that you want to happen, but, was luckily able to find some footing here in Colorado. And, I think in this game, everything's, comes down to opportunity. And once you get that opportunity, not letting it slip. So I think, was able to kind of run with it last year. And you're seeing this guy do it this year.
Troy, what about you? Piggyback off that, if you would.
Honestly, it's a part about being hungry and wanting to be here. And, everybody knows the show is fantastic, so you don't want to go anywhere else. You just keep going and you keep trying to do your best. And, that's really what the Rockies are doing. We're trying to get 1% better every day. And, as much as we can, we're trying to win, and that's what we're here to do.
And well, guys, I'm going to leave you.
Let's talk hitting. Let's talk hitting real slow. Just as we get into it real quick with you guys, we just came off a series where you guys split 4-game series with the Dodgers, 1 inning away from winning the series against the Padres. What's the energy in Colorado right now? It's a baseball town.
I mean, for sure. No, the fans, even last year, having the season we did, the fans were still out there showing up. So, we're hungry to give them a good product on the field. And I think it just starts with Schaefer, our manager. I think that he set the tone early in spring training. And he was he kind of implemented the brand of baseball that we wanted to play, the kind of brand of baseball that our team's built around. Blue collar, going to get the work done. Yeah, and going to get after it. But, I mean, I think we've been in other places, and here right now, I think there's electricity in the clubhouse, and there's a belief. I think that's the biggest thing.
All right, well, let's get into it. Now, we'll give you time to get into it, but me and Case, we got 4 guys. We got to show the love.
Yeah, you got it.
We got to get into the love, so we got to tag team a little bit. Mickey, we're going to start off with you. This is a name, when you think of the slugging leaders, if you asked me off the top of my mind since last June who's going to be your slugging leaders, first of all, Aaron Judge is going to be number 1, Nick Kurtz is going to be number 2, and I would have been dead wrong. I mean, sometimes in Colorado, you're flying under the radar a little bit, which is why we do shows like this to be able to show the love. I want to get
This is a large sample, too. This is June.
This is a large sample size. Let's get into it a little bit. This is a show that we're going to take the time and love on you guys as deservedly so. And I want to get a little bit into you with Mickey with the adjustments that you made over the years, because we're talking about 1-1 overall. It's not a straight line for anybody. There are going to be some struggles. There are going to be some adjustments that have to happen along the way. And when we go into simple, start off first, your setups, 21, 23, 26. Is this something that you're paying attention to? What was behind these changes quickly, if you can?
I think the biggest is from 21 to 23 is probably the biggest change. Here, all my life, high school was pretty upright.
Okay.
Didn't really focus on the lower half, was just kind of hands to the baseball. And, I kind of caught myself in 21, kind of getting on my front side a little bit. And, those change ups away were giving me trouble kind of diving. So 2023, worked with Phil Plantier, San Diego, great guy. And, we talked about getting in my legs, wanting to kind of stay in that backside, keep the head still.
Right.
And, for me, the adjustment was, all right, well, if I'm going on my front side, might as well preset my load on my backside, because I've never really been a guy who thought about, load, get ready, everything like that. Just go and swing. So, that was kind of the transition from there to there. And then, as I was doing it more in 23, obviously in 26, 3 years later, I don't really got to think about it as much. It's just kind of been repetition. And, now it's just get in the box, feel comfortable, and go.
Yeah, man, it's trial and error for so much. for so many hitters, it's so much trial and error that has to play. Let's go into yesterday. Waldron, this is the only knuckleballer in baseball right now. How much experience do you have with the knuckleball?
You know, I faced him in 2023 in AAA, and then faced him in 24. But yeah, I mean, it's like you said, there's not many knuckleballers out there doing it. So, you know, I think you know, it's a unique pitch, and you know, just trying to put a good swing on it.
And then we're seeing lefty-lefty, and something stands out to me here as far as the pitches that you're firing at and the pitches that you're taking. The zone that you're looking in and the success that you've had, for me, it's a decision that had to be made around some point, and I feel like we're going to go back to June of last year. If we have that board we can pull up, the difference right here. Career splits before and after the start of June 25. I need you to tell me what was going on in your life. What happened to where we completely shift from a guy who's hitting the ball on the ground all the time. All of a sudden, you're getting the ball in the air, you're pulling it in the air. I went through your stance, I went through where you're standing in the box. You moved up just a little bit, don't know if you know that or not, and you got a little closer to the plate. You turn that outside pitch to a middle end pitch for yourself, and you clearly are very comfortable with the ball inside, and you sold out to say, I'm going to pull the ball as opposed to hitting it all over the field.
Yeah, you know, I think, I mean, I don't know if there's one thing to really point towards. I think, you know, in June it was weird. Funny enough, I saw a tweet, and it was talking about unconscious and conscious competence.
Okay.
And so, you know, I got my routine in the cage. I go in there. A big thing for me is doing mixed BP in the cage with our hitting coach, Jordan Pacheco. You know, he's got a good heater, good breaking ball. So if I go in there and I can hit that, you know, I got the confidence to go into the game and be able to know that, you know, I'm ready for the heater, can adjust to the breaking ball. But that unconscious and conscious competence thing, man, it's like unconscious competence is, you know, well, let me start with the conscious competence is, you know, you're in the box, you know what you do, but you got to think about it.
Right.
You know, that's the example.
And as he's talking, run through the tapes to where it all makes sense and you're seeing the results. But don't stop.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, practicing your swing, you know, and then unconscious competence is you've done it 10,000 times. You know, you got your work in the cage, it's done. You're in the box, and now it's just go compete.
Go do it.
And, you know, you got the confidence to be able to go out there and know you're going to put a good swing on it if you get the right pitch. And, you know, I think that it's crazy to say, but that's kind of a huge factor for this.
It's such a big part, being a big leaguer and really letting go in the box and like, you know what, I'm ready to go, I'm confident, let's go, let's trust our eyes.
100%. And it gives you the ability to, you know, think with the pitcher, you know, not thinking about mechanics, anything like that. You know, all right, he just threw me a fastball here. He likes to do this. All right, maybe he's going to go here, stuff like that. So.
And as we finishing off, Mickey, this is what stands out to me. If I were to pull up your spray charts from 23, 24, 25, I'm seeing balls all over the field. I know these are just the homers, but even on your base hits, everything has been here, over.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when you're trying to be this complete hitter and everybody's trying to teach you to hit the ball all over the field and you can't be successful unless you hit the ball the other way, that's not always the case. You see Jose Ramirez, I think of Anthony Rizzo, I think of guys who pull the ball on a regular basis who have found a way to have a lot of success. At some point, did you have to make that decision?
To be honest, no. I think it's just my approach still to this day is through the middle of the field. You know, I'm trying to think that direction, staying this way. Sometimes I think in the past, you know, I got in trouble a lot, you know, crossing over here and not giving me the space to be able to clear my hips and turn on those baseballs, and I was kind of getting jammed, filleting stuff. And but no, I think my approach is still middle of the field, trying to stay through the baseball. And you know, if you watch my BP, you know, I'm trying to go line drives up the middle, line drives left center.
Yeah, that
couple rounds.
That kind of just that happens. That kind of happens.
Right.
Exactly.
Keep doing it.
Yeah,
it is beautiful. Case, the floor is yours.
I want to talk about the guy who looks like Ric Flair right now, like a cross between Barney and Ric Flair right now. You know, hey, your story's incredible. It really is. Go back to 2019, I believe 17th round pick out of Gonzaga. And what I love too, minor league player of the year in 2023 for the Marlins. I'm like, get this guy up here. And I'm like, oh, what are we doing? All of a sudden, you get a chance now with the Rockies, and you're making the most of it. I want to go to that. I want to go to the game yesterday. When you were put together 3 hits, and I want to talk about your swing a little bit too. You know, it's funny. You guys both have really a simple approach. Not a ton of movement. Line drive to left field. You know, take us through this game yesterday. You know, what were you thinking? You know, what's your approach to the plate with these guys? Right here, beautiful middle end pitch. You shoot to left.
So a lot of that has to come down to the approach that we had yesterday.
Nice play, Tim.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. But a lot of it was that the Padres were kind of flipping the script on me a little bit. They were going a lot more heaters, a lot less off speed, things like that. So I had to kind of go into the cage, work on that, focus on my approach. And, you know, it was nice enough that I had a couple guys on second base for me to, you know, kind of drive in. And yeah, if you want to talk, that's what you call an emergency exit swing. That's when you're looking for one pitch and you're like, oh crap.
Yeah, it makes it
we're going to go the other way.
You made this look beautiful, though. You made this look beautiful. I'll tell you what, I can understand why the Padres said, you know what, let's start pumping this guy's heaters, because check this out, CY. Hitters with a 300 average, 500 slug on non-fastballs. Troy Johnston sitting right there since 2025. Not a small sample size. And I want to take a look at your swing really quick on the back end of this.
So you're getting heaters tonight.
Dude, I think this is...
Yes, I am.
So, are you still looking fastball? You know, what is your approach at the plate that you hit off speed so well?
Well, I wish I could give you all my secrets, but I'll give you a little bit of that. But no, in a league that, if you look at the actual numbers of Major League Baseball now, the fastball is kind of going away.
Right.
They're not throwing a lot of fastballs. So with my swing and my approach,
right.
I'm genuinely looking for an off speed a majority of the time. And if I have to emergency exit a swing on 101, I will. I can still do it because, you know, there's a lot of guys that are, you know, they're going to be fastball first. They're going to do all this kind of stuff. But if I can, you know, get the right pitch, get in the right spot, you know, I swing at better pitches and I put together better at bats.
It's impressive, man. I broke down your swing to, you know, take a look. I want to run it through with you too. You're tall here in the box. Love the front toe turned a little bit. If you could just run this really quick, look how simple it is, and stop it on toe tap right there. Stop. Everything's behind the baseball. You know, can you take us through how did you develop this swing? Have you, you know, over the last couple years, has it changed a little bit? And obviously, this swing allows you to stay back on anything that's pumping.
So it's funny because being from Seattle, I grew up watching Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
Which is such a, you know, he was only, I know he's a Yankee, but that Robinson Cano, kind of that back hip, the float, the ease, that just, it's suave. That's all it is. And so that was kind of one of the things of how I built my swing, of how I wanted it to be, you know, that open stance to the close. I remember, you know, I'll talk about another guy, Josh Hamilton. I watched him have a 4-home run game. And I said,
he was whipping.
Yeah,
I won't do that.
I won't do that. And so a lot of that was built over time. And, you know, you talk about me being a 17th rounder, me, you know, spending a lot of time in the minor leagues. That's all of that cultivated into what this is today. Wow. You know, it wasn't just a one-step process. It wasn't something, it was trial and error. You know, anytime I have a new hitting coach, I say, hey, I've had every single swing you can think of except right-handed. So
this is what I do.
This is what I do. So this is what I'm going to try. This is what I'm going to try to do. And so, you know, it's being successful.